Hello, hello. Um, we immediately kicked it to race, so I had to start prematurely, but welcome to the Budweiser Cup Series from Talladega Super Speedway, round 13 for them. Gonna be 47 laps today, and yeah, doing double duty, but not on my bingo card, but oh, okay, hold on, one, two, I need to count how many drivers, because I've had barely any time to set up a 15 people in this server, so let me just switch this over. Um, so cars roll off the grid, 47 laps ahead of us, I think. Or unless I need to completely reset my NR, because I had to immediately join after 150 was completed, so I didn't get much time to set up. Why would that be our green? It was Bryson Baker and Jackson Brown in the front row, and immediately they're trying to single file out. Okay, I don't think this thing is gonna work, so I'll just have to do this. So sorry, just having to adjust things, but I'm just gonna have to go blank for this one. Cause yeah, I get a little time and I thing broke and I have to completely reset an R, which unless my game were to crash, then it's not worth the trouble. So, outside being linked by Yancy Waterhouse has a interesting name. Should probably move this up. And this race is a bit interesting in its own right because this is using a custom EXE dedicated for the super speedways in this league. We've had one race already at Daytona, which I wasn't here for. And the 12 is looking sideways at Bowman Fisher. And also, nerve-wracking. It could be Cooper Wall into the wall, and I think those 02 Christopher Greendon also in the wall. Caution has been called. It's gonna be Ryzen Baker leading the race back. Jackson Brown P2, Yancey P3, and Salvador Martinez P4, and Bobby Simpson P5. So we shall look at the replay and see what causes the 12 car to go around so easily. And there's a bit of a stack up with the 8 car hitting 8 just a bit, 69 having to check up, and 12 just not the greatest reaction, but nothing much you got down there. I'm gonna say a bit of a bumper grab, and the 12 just got loose enough to where he nearly wrecked up from it, and ultimately drifted back up into 2 cars on his outside. So first caution of the day, pit road is open. There'll be 5 cars that opt to stay out, while the rest will pit. So it is Hector Garcia who wins off pit road with a 2-tire call. Jackson Brown following him, one with Fisher, Pinky Ponky. Okay. Yancey Waterhouse, Cooper Wall, Christopher Greenwood, or Greedon. And Jack Merkel just came off his win at 150 at Bluegrass. Had to take a nuclear launcher to get to Alabama, and just able to join the server along with Landon Lau and myself. So he'll rejoin at the tail end of the field, being put on a lead lap. So going green this time, being restart will be controlled by Bryson Baker with Chico Shunome, Salvador Martinez, Bobby Simpson, and Landon Lau just behind him within the top 5. It's just a bit of a confusion trying to sort the order, but hopefully everyone is in the correct order. And we are green. And 69 being scolded for talking during the quiet zone. So that's just something that we'll have to learn. Top 3 have broken away, which is not entirely what you want to do, but that Landon Lau leads the inside lane just behind him. Gonna try to catch back up. And the rest of the pack will climb their way back to the leaders. Outside lane has dissipated. 30, Bobby Simpson trying to find a pocket to fill up, but just unable to, but here comes, that is Shinonome trying to make a move to the outside, switches back to the inside, and gets to the inside of Ryzen Baker. Gonna have to force up the top line. Now he has to work with Landon Lau. You get Boink, got Bonky on the outside, and third car in line. And now the outside is formed back up and is actually going to overpower the inside. Bryson Baker is clear for the lead. And yeah, apologies for not having the cars. I just ran out of time on setup. So, oh, the contact at 12 slams at 21, but we're good. And Hector Garcia is going to spin from that. It's going to be a single car crash, no caution. No caution is called. So, second caution of the day, Rising Baker once again leads the race back. The 6-9 Pinky Funky second, with Landon Lyle third, Bobby Simpson fourth. Hector Garcia forced the toe. Take a look what happened. It looks fine for the most part. Yeah, let's actually look at the initial contact here. Just bib corner bump drive from the 16 car to the 51. Not something you should be doing here. Gonna be. It's actually a grip flip and near a close call for Waterhouse, but Hector Garcia is stuck on his roof. He is forced to tow. Second caution of the day, and pit lane is open this time. If I sound like I'm out of breath, that's because I am. I have water with me, but clearly it's not enough. So everyone this time around comes in. '69 and '77 opted for tires only, or fuel only, sorry. So they'll come out 1-2. Waterhouse P3. It'll be Simpson P4 and Greedham P5. And Rising Baker actually got his speeding penalty, so he'll be to the rear, giving the lead to the 69 car. I don't think Pink 69 realizes that he is the leader, so Hector Garcia did beat them out pit road, preventing him to go the lap down. So it is Jack Merkel who's given a 1 lap back, so he is on the lead lap. All 13 cars still in the race so far. They're not ready, so I don't think they're going green. So, yeah, not enough time to call green, so we will go around once more. So although it is a different EXE than a norm, I do suspect that that it's still a 19 to 20 lap fuel window. So they still have one more pit stop to do. But that's just my 2 cents. He may not be correct, but I don't know what else to add to this. Bump pace speed 70 miles per hour, 70. So it is Pinky Bunky who will leave the fields agreeing with Yancy Waterhouse in P2. Did they wreck? What did the Hector do? Well, that is not how you should be pacing. So you got a rookie driver leading the field at Talladega. It is the admins who call control, not the leader. So whether or not the 69 gets a good restart is entirely up to them. And he does get a good jump. The 60 will stay right behind him. At 21 and Jack Merkel trying the outside lane. Merkel, remember, had to join the server late. So to be able to work his way back into top 5 is pretty impressive. After he had one run where he was a lap down and having to restart in the back after getting Lucky Dog to get back on the lead lap. 02 is going around but saves it on the apron. Great job, Christopher Greedon. But that will mean the 21 is going to get abandoned on the outside lane. Burko's going to decide to be the 4th car on the bottom lane. And I do not like how dangerously close they are to mid-corner bump driving each other on the outside lane. But it's just... Yeah, I'm just overhearing the Discord call. They're communicating very well. It's Hector Garcia doesn't want to push the pusher and informs the 77 that he's going to let up to prevent him to getting bumped into the corner. But now there's 3 wide. Now that being the sucker hole of Jack Burkle, but just has slided back into the inside lane. Whoa, sideways from the 8 car. That might just a result of bad pushing. Not enough to cause a wreck, but it's definitely something these drivers have to keep an eye on, especially in an R. Working lap 14, and there they go. If I could get a good camera on it, that being Bowen Fisher, Pinky Bunky around, Salvador Martinez flipping upside down, along with Bryson Baker. It is race back to the line. So it is Jackson Brown leading, with Hector Garcia just on his bumper. He's got no help. Shinonome and Waterhouse working together to catch these two. Garcia has his nose underneath, not quite. Jackson Brown will win the race back with Hector Garcia second, Shinonome P3, Waterhouse P4, Merkel P5. Or Landon Lau, sorry, P5, Merkel P6. Take a look at what happened here. I think helicopter cam would be best here. Yeah, Landon Lau had his nose on right next to the 77, and 77 cleared himself. But that's just a tight gap to really consider a gap. We'll right on board with them. Gonna look from the roof cam. Yeah, the gap is definitely there. It's just really tight, and the 77 didn't realize it. It's one of those boosts where no one's no one's gonna really try unless you're landing low, I suppose. See, Bowfish's POV. Gonna write a cockpit for this one. Yeah, just nowhere to go, and then he got clipped by Salvador, who you see flipping. Questionable communications in Discord. From the top spectator cam on Salvador, just unable to see through smoke, hits the 69, and then again on the 77, and that caused him to flip. His pit stops occur, he missed that, but that's fine. Hector Garcia opts to stay out to inherit the lead. Juco Shinonome up to P2, landing on P3. Cooper Wall wins off pit road to take P4, and Yancy Waterhouse P5. Unless Cooper Wall gets a black flag, so that would mean Bobby Simpson will be P5 and Waterhouse P4. I believe we'll go green this time, so I'm actually trying to rest my voice my bit beforehand, so take this moment of silence, if you will, because it is lap 16 after all. A late quarter lap of silence for Greg Biffle, I guess. Alright, I've taken time to let my voice rest. Garcia got too big of a jump, so that being said, the 51 and 99 have a big head of steam, but the 8 car able to block it just in time for them to force to let off. Inside lane only has 4 cars compared to the outside lane having 6, and Hector Garcia could try to fend off his lead. Waterhouse leads at the line, currently lap 18, 1/3 of the way through. And Hector Garcia is reporting frame drop, so he's opting to go to the rear and rejoins at the back of the queue safely. He might stay within draft, but that was his choice to call. inside line just dead in the water. Sideways for the 99 car. Salvador Martinez tried peeking on the 69, not going anywhere. Merkel leads the bottom lane, with Bowen Fisher just behind him. So the 2 races I've done Budweiser, it's the ticker broke. I think it's cursed, though I could be wrong. The first time is because my game crashed, and the second time, that being today, is because I didn't have time to set up everything, so yeah, just unfortunate. On board with Landon Lyle, just riding the top line, not really opting to go anywhere, right? As I say that, he goes 3 wide middle. And finds a spot just ahead of Jack Marco to take the lead of the inside lane. Hector Garcia in the background has fallen out of the draft range, so he's going to be slipping back ever so slightly. And a literal freight train on the top lane. Yeah, everyone opting for the top line. There is a grip line up there from the communications I've been hearing. And everyone's just going to stay up there. There are some rogues who are trying to make the bottom line work, but it hasn't been proven successful so far. Lap 23. About to approach halfway. It'll be down this back stretch. 3 wide. And Bowen Fisher is going to opt out that battle. Ultimately, it just means that the inside line is going to fall apart much faster. Oh, blow up! Chico Shinonome just blew up. But thankfully he's in the back of the pack, so no one was able to hit him. So that's the... I'm hearing it's because these drivers are redlining. I want to... quickly random. Yeah, the light is blinking, so definitely something. The top line is, I don't know, just like that for all drivers, or if it's an actual concern. Garcia, who's out of the draft, doesn't have the flashing lights, so everyone else do. So definitely something with the gearing on this fixed setup that wasn't looked at prior, and that may have been why Chico Shinonome had became the first blowouts of the race. Merkel tried 3 wide and still 3 wide, but now he's gonna get shuffled to the rear. Been a bit of misconception in the communications. They're saying that if you reset your game, once you get damage, you'll reset it. That is a very, very low chance, but it's very unlikely that it will occur. Once you get the damage, here you have the damage. Reset Alt F4 and get rejoin the server will not reset your damage. You're just stuck with it. So, well, I've heard stories that it does do that. I'm going to say that it's a very, very low chance. Maybe if you hit it quick enough, but that's just cheesing the system, and that would be deemed unfair, so don't do it. You're better off just accepting that either stuff happens or you suck. That's just how it is in racing. "20 laps to go." There's in the fuel window, at least if it were the normal EXE, but again, perhaps the fuel window is a bit different, and maybe not this lap. I mean, actually, this next lap is when the fuel window's actually going to happen, because it's Talladega. So it's going to be a bit longer, therefore using more fuel compared to Daytona. And Atlanta is going to be the first driver to pit. Oh, he really off course and he's going to speed, so that's not going to allow him to get back into contention for the spin. But now we're actually within the fuel window. 19 laps, you can top off on fuel, big get rest of the way. And Lyle was screwed anyway because he was pitting from, he was pitting by himself, so he had no help. And unless he were randomly to pick up Hector Garcia, then it's just a lost cause. He's after the pit cycle, he's more than likely going to get past and lose the draft by then. Again, don't know why I got pinged him in the race from the announcements channel. 69 claps the wall a little bit, but no harm, no foul. Everyone's red line, so someone's gonna blow up eventually, probably before the pit cycle happens, but I feel like now is a good time to pit to at least cool down your temperatures. But you could also gamble and stretch it to where you have less laps to redline, therefore I want to say less likely to blow up, but that doesn't mean you're guaranteed to have a less likelihood of blowing up. Yes, 3 wide as people have slated that they're going to pit this time by, so some cars are going to take the bottom lane. Christopher Greedon leads the bottom with both, or sorry, that's Cooper Wall leading the bottom with Greedon P2 and the bottom. But you got Merkel sliding in front of him. And Bowen Fisher going to spin. I was going to inform them, but since there's confusion, but they figured it out. And there is no spin counter for this race, so single car spins would not bring out caution. Atlanta has retired from the race, came up short in 150, and just blew his chances here at Talladega. They ran green around the lap 15 range, so there goes Lyle. They're going to Jack Merkel, slide 3 wide, got middle. Oh, they're gonna try 4. Excuse me. Drinking too much water. A bit of a door slam, and Jack Merkel not appreciative, and gonna be. He bit his own dust. So pit stops this time. And Jackson Brown's going to spin. And they're going to be a brag, rising bigger around, and going to be Pinky Ponky around Bobby Simpson, Salvador Martinez. Man, oh man, that just stirs up everything. There's going to be lots of confusion on who made it to pit road and who didn't. So right now scoring Christopher Greedon as the leader with Yancy Butterhouse second. So let's see what happened. Initially it was with the 21 on that big group. Jackson Brown gets punted from the lead, trying to break for the pit lane. Get it bounced back in. Bryson Baker gets forced out the pit lane, doesn't get a kick. So 77 is forced to miss the pits. So Salvador Martinez locks up regardless and just goes into the 2130 car, nowhere to go. 69 spins trying to avoid. I believe Cooper Wall is the only driver to not have some sort of issue, even though he was the reason to trigger the crash. And Bryson Baker having to back up and enter back. All went off race up pit road, and they're going to be a wreck off pit road. I'll get to Bryson Baker's interesting tactic, but we'll see what happens. It's 0-2, just not clear of the 24, forces him into the grass, and the 24 retaliates. Take a look here. 77 overshoots his pit box. Gonna reverse it back. And so I'm gonna get left side here. I think he realized that he didn't mean to, so he's going to back up. Gonna go back in. Go further back. Try again. Only take right sides. That is something you can do, but if you are going to, I'd rather ensure that no one's directly behind me, because you need to back up a certain amount of distance. Like, usually is a pit box away, but it could also differ for track to track. But if you back up enough and then drive back into your pit box, it will service you. Otherwise, it'll force you to go back around. So great awareness from the 77. It may not. It's just lots of confusion amongst drivers. Multiple drivers have gotten black flags in 6-9 saying that he's not one of them. It's just a whole lot of confusion when we get a caution during a pit cycle. So 30 is going to the rear. Alright, overhearing that the order is hopefully correct, and we are going green this time at 6-9. Pinky Bonky, the leader, will have 11 laps to fend off the pack and get their first win at Talladega Superspeedway. It'll be Bob Fisher P2 with Isaac Baker P3, Cooper Wall P4, Salvador Martinez P5. Got 11 cars in the race. 2 of them have issues and has retired. Get points in no return at 5 laps to go, so we got 6 laps to trigger another caution. Green flag is out. Merkel wasting no time, gonna split the middle three. He's going to tuck in behind Fisher, gonna try to push him to the front. Hector Garcia looking to join those two, and so will Greendon and Cooper Wall. And Bud Fisher's gonna get left out to dry, meaning Jack Merkel's gonna have to push the 69 up Bunky to the front. Or not, he's gonna try to be wide. To split him, does Hector Garcia go with him? And he will. So the 69 will be to the rear, unless Waterhouse decides to work with them. Or Bobby Simpson, but I don't think that's enough to agree that it really sideways it could flip 3 more cars into the fence. Caution is called. Now Bobby Simpson, Bowen Fisher, and Cooper Wall. Give Jack Merkel clear of the pack. And no one will be able to challenge him. Jack Merkel wins the race back. Drag race for second. is Hector Garcia created at P2 with Bryson Baker third. So starting with the 0-2 car here. Really sideways, it just overcorrects badly, and yeah, just all three of those cars collected just had nowhere to go. To get no chance to avoid it. Gonna run on board with Bowen Fisher. See what he sees. Yeah, just nasty. And he's gonna be stuck in his lid and is forced to tow. Well, Jackson Brown, he was behind all four of those cars at the start of the lap. Pit lane open this time. Burgos stays out. Let's keep the lead and get Bob Fisher forced to tow after being stuck on with Christopher Greedon pitting. Just mostly cars with only 2 cars with damage. I don't know where the rest of them ended up. They opted to stay out. Interesting. Got 8 laps left, currently under caution. This race has ups and downs. And I think 12 retired as well. No, he's just blinking. Call is going green this time. I suspect Bowen Fisher is going to just rejoin at the when the leaders get past him. So coming to 7 laps to go, Jack Merkel is your leader with Hector Garcia P2, Bryson Baker P3, Jackson Brown P4, Yancey Waterhouse P5. PC, very consistent 70 miles per hour. And Bowen Fisher just rejoined, so. And the green flag has been waved off, so we're going another pace lap. This will allow Bowen Fisher to catch up with after their 3-minute tow. Going to quickly, hopefully, go over the turkey timeline. Bowen Fisher sideways and ultimately drifts up into 37 Cooper Ball and Christopher Greedon, triggering the first caution of the day. And not a caution, but Hector Garcia really sideways after a check of every in front of him. Oh, this was the second caution, my bad. And stuck on his roof. Forced to tow. On a caution, Hector Garcia trying to warm up his tires and takes a questionable line, wrecks the 77 under caution. Lap 13, Landon Lyle trying to go for a move on Bryson Baker, too close to the wall, and 77 just clears himself. And that collects 4 cars, 16, Salvador Martinez on his roof. That's a pit stop. Lap 23, Chico Shionome blows up from P9. And it becomes our first retirement of the day. Lap 30, Landon Lyle pitting by himself. Ends up spinning in the pits and blows the tires, so yeah. And just the most basic caution is we're going green shortly. Pit lane accident. Green flags out. 6 laps remain. Rising Banger wasting no time, trying to make a move on Hector Garcia. And Jackson Brown not close enough to 77 to benefit. Now Jamberger's gonna move up to the outside, allowing this Rising Baker to clear him. Jackson Brown gonna look to the inside, gonna go for P2, probably for a lead, but that head of steam. And Jackson Brown not clear just yet, he's by himself, but here comes Waterhouse. Going to push Jackson Brown, 21 car leader at the line. 5 laps to go, then we are at the point of no return. It is green flag from here. Oh, Jackson Brown could have set up, but decided against it. Not willing to risk his race when he still has a few more laps. Everyone has flocked back up to the top lane. Got Merkel leading at the line, leading the top lane with 4 laps left. Got Baker on top following him. Brown trying to make the inside lane work with 3 other cars behind him. Make that 2 cars behind the 21 car. You got the 69, you gotta flock his way to the bottom. Not his help is still 2-3 car lengths behind. So he's going to lose all that speed. It's just really a game of chicken. You see this very often at the play races. Bryson Big is trying to find a perfect opportunity to get by Merkel and hope that Salvador Martinez doesn't betray him as a result. James reporting that they are redlining, and it's just maybe a bit of management because you only get 2 laps left, but you're also trying to prevent any run from coming. And/or utilize every ounce of speed you have. So these drivers are going to likely keep their foot on the throttle. Group of all trying the inside, not clear. I want to say it's too early, but I feel like these top three know what they're doing. They're going to be the big favorites to win as we head into the final lap. 3 wide behind. Cooper Wells is going to get into the sucker hole. White flag. One more time around Talladega. Merkel, Baker, and Martinez. A wreck behind him. You're gonna be 7 on Martinez. Working your best right, say Baker. But Martinez is gonna betray him. He's gonna help Merkel. And here comes the 69 of Finger Pointy. But his help of Bobby Simpson betrays him. He's gonna take it 3 wide for P3. 69 can still help the 24 car. He's gonna get into the fence by Isaac Baker. And coming to the triumphal, more wrecks happen behind him, and Rising Baker will win at Talladega. Just whole lots of chaos, but Rising Baker able to negotiate and win. Let's take a look at this final lap. The first wreck in the back, that being with Cooper Wall and Hector Garcia. So, Hector Garcia trying to make a move and just barely clips up into 37th sphere. Maybe a quarter and spins him. So further up the road. The 69 could have pushed the 24, but the 77 had other planes. It could have pushed him up into the wall and the 24 goes around. But it seemed like it was his race to lose. He just all for nuts, right on board. Yeah, 77 did in fact come up, and it's just really controversial. And then there's a third wreck. Jackson Brian Wells trying to avoid the wreck and also getting forced to the grass by the 30 car. And just comes back up in front of Simpson. Got three, I believe it was 2 cars who finished this race upside down. Just well, so that would conclude today's festivities of racing. I didn't want to. I did want to do a double header, but this was not how I wanted to go about things, especially given that I had no break in between. So here's your official results. Rising Baker is your winner with Salvador Martinez P2, Bobby Simpson P3, Juan Fisher P4, Binky Bonky P5, Christopher Greedon P6, Jackson Brown P7, Yancey Waterhouse P10, Jack Merkel P9, and Hector Garcia rounding out your top 10. Cooper Wall finished 11th and 1 lap down. Lana Lau with a first or second retirement with a tire issue, and Chico Shironome 13th and last place with an engine failure. If I can find my thing. I am really out of breath. I'm gonna take my deserved break after having to go 2 hours straight of speaking. And I don't think anyone wants an interview anyway, so yeah. Thank you for joining me. I'm not sure if I'll do 150 next week. That's really dependent on if Zach wants to race again or not. But for Budweiser, like I mentioned, I will cover the remainder of the season. Hopefully not as unprepared as this race was. So until next Friday, or actually maybe BPNR, but that's dependent on Dalton Tubbs if he's going to stream that or not. But until then, thank you for joining me. I'll